Look, I'm single and I'm 30, and you have to settle down before you turn 30. You have to. You have to.
I cannot believe I used to hate men. I swore off men. I said, I'll never date another man again.
I wanted to meet someone in public, okay? I tried. I don't get approached. I don't get asked out on dates, okay?
These days, many women are thinking about settling, but they just can't seem to settle.
A message for ladies in their 20s from a woman in her 30s. Your 30s are the same as your 20s.
I think the biggest problem with modern dating is that everyone thinks they have way more options than they already do.
What is up with a man asking you on a date to go see the date?
The reality is, when you wait too long, you struggle later on to find your match. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
I'm single and almost 30, and I no longer call it going out when going to a club or bar. I call it going to work. I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to my ovaries.
I cannot believe I used to hate men. I swore off men. I said, I'll never date another man again. And now I just baked a man a heart-shaped strawberry cake just because he had a really hard week at work. Like, he is my little angel baby. I will cut every single strawberry into a heart for him if he really wanted to. Oh, I love him so bad.
That is the kind of love that every man dreams of. Tell me I'm wrong.
Where are we actually meeting men? Like, genuine question, where are you meeting them? Because I work from home, so there's absolutely no chance I'd meet someone at work. And the gym is just categorically off the tables because I've been there, I've done that before, I'm never doing it again. And if you ever catch me dating a man from the gym again, please just take my membership away because I should not be allowed anywhere near a gym in that case. Going to the shops, the state I go into the shops in, I don't even think they should allow me to enter the shops. So it's not like I'm going to magically bump into a man on the street. So where exactly are we meeting men? And please don't say dating websites because I've given them a go before and it just does not work. It really gives me the ick of like meeting up with someone from a dating website. I don't know what it is. It's just like, why am I on this and why are you on this at the same time? Which I know people meet the love of their lives on dating websites. I know and I get it, but I just want to meet him organically. You know, we bump into each other, we fall in love, and I fear that I might just be deluding myself into thinking this is going to happen.
It's only gonna get harder for women to meet men because all these places that men and women use to interact, they've told men to not approach them, especially the gym and coffee shops. I believe what's happening now is they're avoiding each other, but it's 100% harder for a man to meet a woman nowadays. You hear women asking every day, where are we meeting men, day in and day out, because it's truly harder now to find good men. And to be honest, the solution is very simple. It's just to meet up in real life. No dating apps. But at the same time, it's also a risk for men. Men are cautious because even if their intentions are genuine, all it takes is one wrong look or one woman feeling uncomfortable, and suddenly his reputation is on the line. That risk has made a lot of men decide it's just not worth it anymore. The irony is, women say they want to meet good men, but they've created an environment where those same men don't feel safe approaching.
All right, ladies, help me out. Where are we meeting quality men in 2025? If I'm not using dating apps and I'm not going to bars or clubs, where are we meeting them? Are we looking confused in Home Depot? Help me out, please.
I literally go through the biggest struggle in life regarding relationships, obsessed with my career and also wanting to date. I try to not date and just focus on my career. I get kind of lonely and honestly, like, I love love and I love that experience. But then the second I start forming a connection with somebody, I push them away. Because naturally you have to make time for the person that you're seeing, but that time directly encroaches on like my work because my work is nonstop. I'm a music artist and a social media content creator. I like start to get irritated and feel like they're being clingy by just asking to hang out. I gotta figure this out, guys.
I had no clue why women complain about being single in their late 20s or early 30s or after that, whatever, because it's literally so easy. We know exactly what we want at this age. The men don't. That's what makes it difficult. But we know what we want. So it's easy. We just wait for the perfect man to show up. Right? It's easy in the sense of we know what we want, so we can just pick and choose who we talk to because we know what we want out of them. Whereas in our early 20s, it was difficult because it was like, I like all of you. Who do I talk to? But now most of us are like, I don't like any of you. I don't like any of you. So it's a 50-50, you know? It's a good time.
Actually, men do know what they want at 30. That's why many of them aren't dating, because they don't want to be in relationships that drain them or aren't worth their time. It always fascinates me when women say, "We know what we want at this age." But these men don't, when in reality, what men want is to keep their sanity and avoid unnecessary drama. And why is it that women at 30 all of a sudden know what they want? Is that the age for clarity? Or is it pressure from society and life experiences finally catching up with them? By 30, women often start setting boundaries and defining exactly what they're looking for, while men are quietly deciding what's worth their energy. And sometimes the answer is nothing that isn't simple and peaceful. It's an interesting contrast. Women claim clarity as action. They now know what to pursue, while men claim clarity as avoidance. They know what to skip. And maybe that's why so many men at 30 are single. Not because they're lost, but because they already know.
Look, I'm single and I'm 30, and you have to settle down before you turn 30. You have to. You have to. I'm not saying this because I think you have to adhere to societal norms. I am telling you that at 30, you will have one night in you. You will not want to leave your bed ever. I'm not going to find the man of my dreams sitting in bed all day, but it is all I want to do. My bed is everything to me. Bedtime is the best time. So if you don't want to die alone, no, I'm being an idiot. No, you don't have to find anybody before then. I'm just letting you know that I'm sitting here how am I going to meet anyone if I'm glued to my bed? Is there anybody whose type is bed sores and gummy worms? Because that's where I'm at.
I mean, she's not wrong. Women who are in their 30s, stuck in their ways, need to find a man if that's their goal. Because what ends up happening is that they get too comfortable, never leaving the house, and just let time go by hoping a man comes landing on their door. Like many of them want a man, but they also don't want to put in the work to get one. They expect a man to just appear, to be interested, and to meet all their standards without them stepping out of their comfort zone. These types of women usually wake up eventually, and dating gets even harder for them. By that point, the men they might have attracted in their 20s are already in relationships or married, and the dating pool shrinks every year. Meanwhile, their expectations don't always change. They still want a man who meets certain standards, but the options just aren't there anymore. What ends up happening is desperation can set in, and desperation is visible to men. It pushes quality men away.
31, I'm single, and I'm not even a little bit chill about it. I used to think I had to act cool when I was ghosted or if somebody wasn't interested, while all my friends just passed me by with their relationships. But I'm at a stage in my life now where I can enjoy the chaos and share it with you all. So I'm fully aware that in your late 20s, your 30s, dating can be both lonely, empowering, and most of all, hilarious. The stories I have to share, I share them with my friends, and it's just not enough. I need to get on here and share them with people that are going through the same thing as me. So by day, I work full time, and at night, I actually host singles events. And the saddest part about it is I still come home to my dog and eat pasta. Dating. It's real.
This is a good example of why I would not approach or pursue a man. My guy friend just told me about this date that he went on last week. He initiated conversation with her first, but he did not ask for her number. And then she came back around to him later in the night and came up to him and asked for his number. He was interested, so he gave his number. They started texting to set up a date. She lives almost 2 hours from him, and he was not able to drive down to her that week. So she drove 2 hours to go on a date with him. I would never, ever do that. The man should be the one making the effort and coming to you, especially for the first date. No shade to my guy friend. Men just don't consciously think about it like this. During the first date and by the end of the date, he already knew that he was not feeling it. He'd rather just be friendly with her rather than anything romantic. So yeah, a man's level of interest is always shown in his effort and his actions. It's not like he wasn't interested in going on a date, but if he was really interested in her, he would have asked for her number. He would have driven to see her. You know what I'm saying? Like, their interest is always reflected in their effort.
This makes no sense at all. There are no rules to pursue who you want, man or woman. Yeah, she asked for the number and she drove to go see him, and eventually he wasn't interested. But that's just modern dating. She just got friend-zoned. And that happens to so many men out here as well, who put in the work and pursue a woman. The reality is, if you want something in life, you need to try and go get it. The thing is, women who says, I would never do that. A man should do that instead. They think they're special. They believe that a man should jump through hoops to get them. But the truth is, entitlement like that only pushes good men away because men have options too. Men don't want to deal with someone who thinks they're the prize without bringing anything to the table. Effort has to be on both sides. Because if one person is always doing the chasing and the other is just sitting back, waiting to be pursued, it creates an imbalance that usually doesn't last. And the reality is, women break rules for guys they want and have rules for guys they want working for it.
So as some of you know now, I'm single, not ready to start dating. But I was just thinking that when I did, I'm like the worst person to go on a date with. Like, oh, you want to go on a hike? No. Absolutely not. Oh, you want to go check out this like farm? Oh, no, I don't like barn animals. Ugh. Like, do you want to go to a pumpkin patch? Absolutely not. I don't want to go apple picking. I don't want to go to a pumpkin patch. I don't want to do any of that. Okay. I want to go on vacation, but I want my own hotel room. And that's the only date I want to go on.
You need help.
Reasons why men are single, still single, after the age of 30. Listen, if he is still single after 30, there is a freaking reason. Probably not because he's just picky. For one, he wants a girlfriend. He does. He wants a girlfriend, but he does not want to put in any of the effort to do so. Or God forbid he needs to delete the roster. Number two, which is a giant piss off, he thinks therapy is for the weak, but his communication is absolute shit. Like, sir, if anyone needs therapy, it's you. Number three, he's chasing 22-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 21-year-olds. Baby girl, he is the problem. But not least, he almost dated someone amazing. Now, he either f***ed it up, her over, or just wasn't ready at the time, then now he's freaking scared to try with any other amazing girl. Ladies, please send this to a man if he needs to see it. And fellas, if this hurt your feelings, it was probably meant for you.
Oh man, what's going on here too with the lips? Oof. God, these women with the injectables, they're looking like freaks. Come on. Okay, so let's title this section, Women Don't Understand Men One Little Tiny Bit. Okay, what if, honey, I have another. First of all, imagine if we flipped this. And imagine if we had this video and it was like, why are women still single after 30? And then a whole bunch of reasons why. Well, what would happen? Well, I can tell you, you get banned on TikTok because it happened to me, right? So you can't do this video the other way because you get banned, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, honey, sweet doll, sugar plum. All right, so what if the guy is 31 and has been working on himself, his business? What if he's been busy making money? What if he owns a home? What if he's got his finances in order? What if he looks great? He's been working out, eats right, takes care of himself, gets that good quality sleep, exercise, all that stuff. What if he's been doing all of that so that at the very young age of 31, he is now a magnet for all the right women?
Yeah, with these women, you will never hear any good reasons why a man is still single at 30. Something has got to be wrong with him. It just has to be, because that's how they process it. Like we see many men today saying, I value myself, and relationships have to be worth it. And many of them are right about that, because modern women are often focused on drama, games, and entitlement, rather than building a meaningful connection. So it's no surprise a large group of men are just looking the other way, staying out of the dating pool entirely. They've learned that most interactions are exhausting, filled with unrealistic expectations, and rarely lead to something real. Why waste time chasing someone who won't appreciate their effort or match their values? Meanwhile, women at 30 often act like they've suddenly figured it out and demanding clarity.
This is why women come back.
after leaving.
You think us men don't know why you come back, ladies? Y'all go out there on social media, y'all put all these pictures and videos, and y'all use all these filters, and then you got all these guys in your DMs telling you how great you are. Then you look over at your guy at the couch playing a game. You're like, I could do better than him. Look at my inbox. All these guys are hot. Start watching your videos, and you're like, you know, I really am beautiful. I can do better than this. Ladies, I put that bold glamour filter on my pug and turned her into a fucking show dog. And you ladies get these guys in your DMs are like, girl, if you leave him, I'll treat you like a queen. He ain't doing you right, girl. I don't even play games on the TV. Y'all get out your pen and paper, start running the numbers on what you make, and then you start looking for places, and you're like, you know, if I just eat ramen noodle soup every day, I could afford this. It's always the same song and dance. Y'all leave, and the guys in your DMs, all they wanted to do was bang you, because once they actually meet you, they're like, you don't look nothing like you do in those videos and pictures. Then you do get you a place, and it only takes about 1 month of eating ramen noodle soup every day, and you're like, well, I'll just go live with my mom and save money. Well, you hated living with her when you were a kid, and you hate living with her now, so it only leaves one option, right, ladies? Ladies come crawling back to us, and you use your manipulation tactics. You're like, you know, I had men falling at my feet, and I was happy, and I could make it on my own, but all I could think about was you and what we had. I miss you so much.
So another major problem I have with dating is I'm at the age now where I'm very intentional with my dating. I don't want to just date to date. I'm busy. I'm running a company. I don't have time to just small talk, right? So unless somebody really piques my interest, I'm not going to put forth like energy and effort and time into starting a conversation. And it's like, okay, even if you do spark my interest, like I'm a very much of a vibe person, like your personality is going to make or break whether or not I think you're attractive, because like a good looking person's a good looking person, but it's your personality is if, you know, I'm going to like you or not. So you really can't always tell a person's personality or what they're truly like on social media. So that's another big problem that I have with dating. I don't give really anybody the time of day because I just assume, I'm probably not going to like them anyway. They probably suck. They probably aren't into health and fitness like I am. They probably can't keep up with me. They probably aren't mature enough for me. Like whatever. I go through all these things in my mind of like reasons of why I can't be bothered. Big problem.
This is why it's important to listen when women say things like, I'm at the age now where I'm very intentional with my dating. What does that really mean? The very reason she's struggling to date now is because she wasn't intentional back then. If she had been as clear and deliberate about her choices in her 20s as she claims to be now, she wouldn't be facing all these issues in her 30s. Intentionality isn't something you suddenly turn on, it's something you build over time. Waiting until 30 to figure it out often means dealing with the consequences of earlier choices, missed opportunities, poor decisions, and a dating pool that has shifted. Many men at 30 don't struggle because they weren't intentional. They struggled, learned, and now know what's worth their time. Women often catch up later, but by then, the landscape is different, and the cost of figuring it out late can be high.